G5 jet. I'm on my way to a brand new kit.
Welcome back, eSim Studios YouTube channel. We are live on this Wednesday afternoon. I hope everybody had a great afternoon. Hopefully you had a good morning and a good start to the week, holiday week here in the United States. Wherever you are watching, hopefully you're having a wonderful day and week. So we're going to do we'll do a giveaway today, but I want to talk in regards to the Apple iPhone Ultra. It appears Apple's having a little trouble with the manufacturing of the device, so we're going to potentially look into what that is related to as far as the issues they're having. Foldables are the talk of the town here with the recent launch of the Motorola Razr Fold. Also got a lot of Samsung stuff, so we'll try to get through most of it. It's going to be a quick show, probably going to blaze right through these stories, and then we will do a giveaway. As you can see on the very bottom of your screen, if you want to go ahead and enter, all you got to do is enter hashtag chat in the chat. Oh, excuse me, Jesus. Hashtag gift. Hashtag gift. That's all you got to do is enter hashtag gift in the chat, and that will enter you to win. So I was going to do our 6th in a row yesterday, but I was busy. I'm not going to lie. I was busy. So I tried to squeeze it in. It wasn't going to happen. So going to do one today. And going through the news here, looks like we got quite a bit. So let's go ahead and get rolling. Hope everybody joined us a little early. I'll give everybody a few minutes to go ahead and enter. They got hacked. They got hacked by Amazon, apparently. Let's see. Yes, just in time. Appreciate you for joining us today. Let's see here. Android is super goated. Even Google AI Studio can now let you build your own native Android app for free. Yes, they can. They certainly can. So maybe I might do a video about that. I might not, but certainly cool. I have my own application on the App Store. I did mine the old-fashioned way and coded it from the ground up. I essentially taught myself how to do it, but and who knew? If I knew this was coming right around the corner, I would have waited. But I did the long way, which might be a little better, especially if you want to submit it to the App Store. I know with Google AI, I think it's kind of gonna be how the new laptop, Google, what do they call it? Google Book. That's kind of how they're gonna base their operating system. It's like Nothing, where on the Nothing Phone 3, and I think the 4A Pro, but I know the 3, I think you have to apply, but you can apply internally. You can essentially create your own widgets through AI. I think with the Google AI, you can you can generate your own application. I think you can download the APK and run it on your own device. And I'm sure you can download that APK. Now you have to do some modifications, and maybe Gemini will do it for you, where you can add a couple of lines of code or the qualifications it needs to upload it to the actual Play Store, so you and I can download it. If I would have known they were going to come out with this, I would have waited, but you know, it is what it is, which is really cool. But yeah, I got my own app on the App Store and on the Apple App Store as well. I'm probably going to dive into that when I have a little free time, because I have some more applications. I have some more app ideas on my mind that would like to see get published. And I do have obviously have a developer's account with Google and Apple as well. So I might look into that and see. I'm probably going to add that to my list of things to do. See if I can get to it this week. If not, no big deal. Just push it back. But I think it does. I'll look into that. Yeah, it does. It certainly does. It certainly does. UC. Yep, it does. Well, I have T-Mobile. I don't know. It does on T-Mobile. I don't know about Verizon. I don't know about AT&T, but T-Mobile, it 100% does. So I actually have a speed test video with the signature, and I can't remember. I've done so many videos. I can't remember what it ran, but I think it was right up there with Samsung. And I think I tested a bunch of devices on that video. You can go searching for it. Just type in YouTube eSIM Studios Motorola Signature or Motorola Signature Network Test, and that'll pop up. So it does. I just can't remember the speeds. You do have T-Mobile? You'll be good to go then. You will be good to go. Remember, the Signature has the Snapdragon 8 Gen 5. It just doesn't have the Elite, but it shares the same exact modem as the Elite. So it has the brand new Qualcomm Snapdragon X85 modem in there. So it will pick up T-Mobile's new 18 series 3GGP network compatibility. It's a mouthful, but yes, it will get all these same frequencies, signal strength that a Samsung S26 Ultra from T-Mobile will get. So good news. And that's if you buy the India model. Now, if you get the UK model, I strongly suggest you do not get that one, because it does, for whatever reason, has less 5G bands than the India model. The India model is essentially the global unlocked model. It's just they released it officially in India and in Europe, but the India one is the one to get. And of course, I think it comes with, I think right out of the box it has English on it, so you don't need to change the settings, right? The language settings. It just right out the box, boom, you're ready to roll. So throw your SIM card in it and go. You haven't ordered it yet? Yeah. eBay is the best place. eBay, because if you get on Motorola's website, it's not on there. It knows where you're logging into, right? So if you're in the US, if you're like me in Texas and you log on to Motorola's website, it's not going to be listed on there. But eBay is the best place to go get it. And I think it's still under manufacturer's warranty, even if you get it from eBay. And of course, you can add insurance to it, right? You can certainly do that. I think eBay allows you to add it on there, or you can go get third-party insurance. It's up to you. But yeah, eBay's the best place. I know they have them listed on Swappa and Giz. Is it on GizTop? I don't know. It's listed on a few different places online, but the very best place to get one is going to be eBay. That's going to be your best shot for the lowest price as well. Certainly don't overpay for them. You can get the 12 gig 256 model for like $650, and you can get the 16 gig 512 for like $729. It's a pretty good deal. I mean, it's essentially half the price of an S26 Ultra. So when you look at it like that, it's a pretty good freaking deal. And it's the same price I got the Nothing Phone 4a Pro for. I spent $667 on that. And of course that was the upgraded storage model, but it doesn't, it looks minuscule, tiny, the spec sheet compared to the Signature. So if you're going to spend $667, you might as well go grab a Signature, because it blows away the 4a Pro. 4a Pro doesn't even have Wi-Fi 7. So, and the Signature has got Bluetooth, is it 5 point? I think it's Bluetooth 6 and Wi-Fi 7. I mean, the spec sheet is pretty impressive. Pretty freaking impressive. And that's the thing. It might be the very best spec phone you can buy for the price. Meaning the very best specs for the very, or for the smallest price. Or least amount. Am I saying that right? But you get the drift, right? I mean, if you have any other phones that we could potentially put in that slot, please let me know. The OnePlus 15 is up there, but those are still going for $800 or $900. See what I'm saying? It might be the very best phone you can get for the smallest dollar amount. It does have Wi-Fi 7. I was saying the Nothing Phone 4a Pro does not have Wi-Fi 7. I was comparing the 4a Pro and the Signature. Signature, every spec sheet, it has Wi-Fi 7. It has, I think, Bluetooth 6. So it's got all the latest and greatest. It even has a 10-bit display. Samsung S26 Ultra does not have a 10-bit display. It has a HDR plus disc 10 HDR 10 plus display. I mean, it's spec'd out. So again, maybe the best purchase for your price, spec wise. It is a lot better. It is a lot better. It's night and day better. I was just doing some, going back and looking at some photos. It's way better. I don't even think the S26 Ultra is listed on DxOMark Mark. I mean, maybe it is. I think maybe it's at number 28 in the world, if that. But the signature, I think, still holding strong at number 5 or number 6, maybe 7, but still at $600 and something dollars. It's a good freaking deal. So I've had only 54 full charging cycles on my OnePlus 15 after 5 months of usage since December 24th. It's a good Christmas present. 2025, is that solid? Just want your opinion. That is solid because well, let's see. Because the OnePlus 15 is essentially a 2-day phone. So compared to a normal phone, one charging cycle, 0 to 100, or multiple chargings at that equal 100%. So if it's a 2-day phone, you got to double your charging cycle. So you were looking at 108 charging cycles for a typical phone when you convert that to a normal phone like an S26 Ultra. Now, how many days out are we from Christmas? We're essentially 5 months. So 5 times 30 would be 150. Yeah, you're way under. Yeah, your battery, you're going to have great battery health. So yeah, that's great. That's a very good number. You're sitting good right there at 108 typical charging cycles converted to a normal phone. The OnePlus 15 is not a normal phone. So yeah, 108 charging cycles is good because for a normal phone, because a typical phone should have about 150 charging cycles at this point if you started on the 24th of December 2025. So yeah, you're sitting good. Okay, let's see here. So real quick before we do this, I wanted to take a look. I wanted to let you know real quick of why Apple is having a little trouble with the manufacturing of the iPhone Ultra. So that's not the story. This is the story. Apple tipster shoots down the rattling hinge rumor for the iPhone Ultra, but reveals another rumor that they're having. So there's been some rumblings behind the scenes that the production of the iPhone Ultra, if you're not aware, the official name for the iPhone that's going to fold, their new foldable, is going to be called iPhone Ultra. Now, as I mentioned, there's been some rumblings behind the scenes that it's not going so pretty. Like they're running into issues here, issues there. And look, this is their very first foldable, so you do have to kind of give them a mulligan, meaning like you kind of have to give them a pass. Foldables are incredibly hard to design, incredibly hard to manufacture, produce, sell, right? Especially this being their very first one. They've had this in the works for years, but actually putting things into motion, stuff's gonna pop up. Something you didn't anticipate happening happens, and you got to go back to the drawing board. You got to physically have to go to the manufacturing plant to see what you can do, or have the model shipped to you that are messing up to kind of give to your R&D team. Long story short, they resolved a early issue in the manufacturing process, but now they have a whole nother issue on their hand that might push back the launch date of this iPhone Ultra. So this iPhone Ultra was expected to launch alongside the iPhone 18 Pro and iPhone 18 Pro Max in September. They might have to push it back. This could ruin their entire launch for this upcoming iPhone series. So there is a tipster that essentially put to rest the rattling hinge that was popping up on some early production units. Apparently, they've got that under control, but now leak some information where now they have a whole nother problem. There is an issue with the PCB, which is the printed circuit board, the board that the chip sits on, that the memory sits on, that all the other stuff, the motherboard essentially. They have an issue with that could bottleneck the production of these. So the challenges that surfaced is the SMT, the surface mount technology for the iPhone Ultra. It's limiting their production capacity. So what the issue is they're having issues actually putting, because they're soldered on there, the memory onto the motherboard, the CPU. They're having issues mounting, soldering those components onto that PCB, onto that little motherboard inside of that phone. It could lead to a delay in the launch of their foldable. As I mentioned, the company is also implementing a color filter technique to create thinner, more efficient OLED displays for this foldable. So this foldable display is made by Samsung, and it's going to have some first ever technology in there. Color filter on encapsulation, and also the hinge is a first ever. Now this hinge is supposed to be crease free, right? Creases have gotten a little smaller on foldables as time has gone on, but they're still there. You can still see a crease. Even the almost creaseless, what is it? The Oppo Find N6, the Find N6 that just came out from Oppo maybe last month. That is supposedly has an almost creaseless display. However, if you look at it under certain lighting, it's still there. You can still see it. But this iPhone Ultra is supposed to be the world's first creaseless display, and Apple absolutely did not want to launch this if it had a crease. In fact, as I mentioned, they've been working on it for years. Well, that's one thing that's kind of delayed this whole process throughout the years, is they were not going to put one out unless it had a creaseless display. And apparently they found a special hinge that's filled with liquid metal that they patented, that they own, that they're going to put in production. It just seems that they're having some production issues with that little motherboard, that PCB board inside the device. So will it push back the launch? We don't know. Stay tuned to the channel, because I'm going to be all over this, because this could screw up the entire iPhone 18 launch. Because what do? They were going to launch the Pro Max, and the Fold in September. Remember, they went to a split launch, kind of like Samsung does. They're going to, they have launches every 6 months. They'll do their flagships, and they'll do their foldables. Well, Apple, instead of launching everything in September, we're just going to launch the Pro Max, and the Fold in September. And then they're going to launch the iPhone 18, 18 Plus, and 18 Air in, I think in, when was it? I think in March of next year. So interesting to see if they push back the Fold to March. They might have to. They've already started producing these, but it looks like it's not going so smoothly. So we will definitely see how this goes. Not looking good for Apple, but those are issues you run into and you try to get rid of, right? Now, if you have a Samsung device, it looks like you will be getting AirDrop with the Google Play system update, with the May Google Play system update. If you do not have an S26 Ultra model, I know they've come to the S25 Ultra or S25 series, but what about devices like the A56 or A57 or A33? What about a Galaxy tablet, right? Well, it looks like it looks like Samsung is starting to roll out this feature, and it's a nice feature to have, especially if you use Android, but a family member uses iPhone, or your significant other has an iPhone, but you have an Android, or vice versa. This is something that we opened as Android users with we welcomed with open arms, but it kind of sucks how these companies like Google, like Samsung, are just allowing it on their latest models. And I get that to a certain extent, but I don't see why they're hanging on to it for so long. Meaning, I get why they're doing it. They do want people to buy the latest model because it has this airdrop to quick share feature enabled, but it should only be on there for like a month, right? Like let it be on the flagships for a month, and then a month later push it to the S25 series, and then a month later push it to the S24 series, and then a month later push it to the S23 series. You see what I'm saying? Well, we've had this feature for months now, and they're just now starting to push it out to other devices, so including previous flagships. But this update, you don't get notified of this update, and that's why I'm always preaching, and I always put out usually a short when there is a new Google Play System update available, because unlike a software update where you get a notification, there's no notification. In fact, I guarantee you there's people out there that have no idea what I'm talking about and have honestly probably never updated a Google Play System update ever. So the easiest way to do this, and this handles all the back end stuff. This handles the Google Play services, meaning all of the Google functionality in the back end of the phone, the syncing with the Google servers, and it handles Android Auto and Android Google Wallet, all of these services behind the scenes. That it essentially updates all of that stuff, which AirDrop to Quick Share feature is under that umbrella. Now, the easiest way to update this is go to your settings app, hit that little search bar or the little search icon, and just simply all you got to do is search for Google Play System Update right there. Type that in, it'll take you right to it. Just select it and then check for update, and restart your phone, and you should be good to go. Now, this is coming to a lot of different phones. It's coming to, I had a list here, and this is what it looks like, just like this. It doesn't say, does it? So this is actually a huge update for opening this up to older devices. I saw in another article that this is going to be enable quick share to AirDrop update on devices like the A series, A57, A33, and some FE devices, as well as FE tablets as well. So thankfully, it looks like the time has come for them to roll this out to a ton of devices. So if you don't have the latest and greatest, but you're waiting on this feature, check right now. And if it's not there right now, check tomorrow. If it's not there, check next. It'll come. You know, these things take time. They take a few days from when you're hearing this right now. Give it a few days. Check it. I always check my phone for updates every single day. I just do it. It's just out of habit, right? It only takes a few seconds. You know, I'll do my app store update, Google Play Store update, check for those. I'll do my Galaxy Store updates. I'll check for those. And then I'll randomly do a Play System update, check for that. And typically I won't do a software update every day, but I do that like once a week, like clockwork, just to make sure I'm updated. And make sure you restart your device one time a day. That's what I always do. Check for updates, restart it. Because a lot of stuff that do come in updates, not just software updates, but app updates, won't kick in until you restart your phone. Plus, it's good for battery life. Plus, it's good for security. So it's just good habit to restart your phone once a day. Refreshes your signal, refreshes everything. So I usually do that every day. Let's see here. And speaking of, I just checked my phone before I went live. Apparently, speaking of updates, Samsung is already at the end of May pushing the June 2026 security patch update. Their monthly update, they're already pushing it. This happens maybe once a year. They'll push an update out before the month even starts. Now, how this works is Google issues these updates a month in advance. So Samsung's pushing the June update right now. How this works is Google will actually send Samsung the June update like at the beginning of May. So he's always a month early. He gives Samsung 30 days, essentially, give or take, right, to go through that code, add whatever they need to add for One UI, implement all their functions and features, or should I say it's the opposite. What they do is they take One UI and then implement the security patch into One UI, and then they'll issue it to users. So we got updates. So mine was not available, but I'll certainly check tomorrow. And there also is a One UI 9 Beta 2 update. If you're running the Beta One UI 9 on your S26 series, on your S26 Ultra, there's an update for Beta 2 is now out and available. I have not. I'm going to stay away from Beta for a little while. It really jacked up my S25 Ultra that I had and my Pixel 9 Pro XL that I had last year. It royally screwed those up. So I'm going to take a break from the beta life. I'm scarred, quite frankly. I used to run beta on every freaking thing, on everything. If there was a beta version available for any device that I had, boom, I was running it. I love to be on the cutting edge of stuff, but it just jacked my phones up so much. I don't even want to touch beta for a while. So I'm gonna do without. But if you do have a S26 Ultra running One UI 9, check there is a new beta update. And then everybody else on stable build, if you're just on One UI 8.5 like me and a lot of other people, majority of people, well, now the June security patch is out. So be on the lookout for that. I'm sure it'll hit your device, as I mentioned here, in just a day or two. And then some, I guess, potentially bad news. We're going to do a giveaway here in just a second. So I'm trying to talk fast. The price hikes. So we knew this day was coming. We saw OnePlus. I think the OnePlus 15 is on sale. They do little flash sales every now and then. But I believe now, not every region for OnePlus. I know in a lot of regions they raise the price $100. It looks like Samsung's about to do the same thing. Now, this is going to come to the United States, I believe. They're going to raise prices. So you're looking at about 100 to 2. No, excuse me, those were euros. So if it's 100 euros to 200 euros, that means for the US it's going to be like 150 to $250 per device. And not good. Now, why is Samsung doing this? Well, they need money. I mean, their memory department might be doing great, right? We've all talked about how much money they're making hand over fist on selling memory, but that's a completely different department of Samsung. That's actually a completely different entity of Samsung. Samsung Mobile is a completely different company than Samsung, their memory department. So the memory department's doing great, but their phone department, not so great. And they're raising prices, which is kind of weird because they're raising prices because of cost parts. The prices for parts cost more to make these phones, so they're passing the rise in costs to me and you, the consumer, the end consumer. Well, you're like, well, why can't they take the memory that they make and put it in their phone so they don't have to raise costs? Well, it's not as easy as that, because not just memory is seeing a price hike, everything is essentially seeing a price hike. The vibration motor, the PCB board that we were just talking about, the motherboard in these phones, those are getting more expensive. Everything, the labor. So, man, it sucks. So if you're looking to upgrade, I would do it rather quick. I don't know when this is going to come. Oh, it says as soon as next month. Next month they're raising prices. So if you're looking to get a new phone, you know, maybe you're eyeing a Samsung, you might want to pull the trigger a month early, honestly, because prices are going to get higher. So it sucks, right? 100 to 200 euros per device, and that goes for the S26 series. It goes for the Fold 7, the Flip 7, and the FE models. So if you looking to get one of those, you might want to do it sooner than later, because you will see more expensive prices on these Samsung phones, and it's going to be up to the retailer where you get these phones, if they're going to raise the price or not. Samsung is raising these prices on Samsung.com. Now, I don't know if you get your phone at T-Mobile, are they going to raise prices? Probably. I don't know. It's going to be up to T-Mobile if they want to raise the prices or not. Of course, they have sales on these all the time, but I'm just saying they might, quite honestly, because that means the devices that T-Mobile purchases from Samsung are going to get, a little price hike as well. So it always filters down to the end consumer. You and I are the ones that get screwed all the time, quite frankly. So keep that in mind if you're looking for a new device here sometime soon. Let's see what else we got. Speaking of Samsung, I told you we had a lot of Samsung stuff to get through real quick before we did this giveaway. Remember that privacy display we were talking about Apple implementing on the new MacBook M6 or the MacBook Pro with the M6 chip in there? Remember we were talking about how they're going to lease that patented privacy display that Samsung has and put it on their MacBooks, and then I'm sure eventually the iPhone, probably the 19 Pro and Pro Max will start having it. Well, and they're not the only ones that's going to lease that technology from Samsung, because remember, they have the patent on this technology. Xiaomi is going to do the very same thing. Xiaomi is in negotiations with Samsung to bring the privacy display to Xiaomi phones. Now, the interesting thing is, it says as a software feature, because at first I was like, damn, I don't know if this is such a good thing, a good trend to get on, because it does decrease the quality of that display. Even when it's off, it's still not as good as the previous model, the S25 Ultra. I still think that has a better display than the S26 Ultra. And I'm like, damn, but won't that, I'm thinking, well, won't that mess up the MacBook display? I mean, not necessarily mess it up, but you don't get the very best OLED you can get when they throw this privacy display on there. Well, this says as a software feature, so I'm not sure if it's going to be less effective, but it will dim it to some effect when you look at it from different angles. I don't know if this is like privacy display 2.0 that we were talking about, where maybe Samsung comes back with the second generation of this, where it doesn't have such as an effect on the display. I don't know. This is interesting. I certainly don't use mine. I did it once when I first got the phone, and I've never turned it on since. So I don't know. It's kind of mixed feelings with this. Yeah, it's really cool, but I'd rather have a nice vibrant OLED display than this privacy display feature, quite frankly. And I hope Xiaomi, before everybody starts diving into this, right? Xiaomi, Oppo, all these companies hit up Samsung and say, hey, we want to lease your technology for our future products. I just hope this doesn't become a trend, because you're going to see a lot of grayed out displays on future products here coming up. But like I said, hopefully on their second version of this, they make it less intrusive on the normal OLED panel, because if I could have an option, I would take that thing out of my phone. So we'll have to see where that goes. And last but not least, what do you know? OnePlus 16 leak. Got a lot of leaks coming up in regards to this device. Check out these specs. I'm so mad and frustrated that they're not going to bring this to the US, because this looks like it could be a badass device. Like, I would kill to have this phone, and it's going to be China only, and it sucks so bad. The more I see these leaks, the more I'm just, it irks me inside. So the OnePlus 16 is going to have a 185 hertz display. We thought it might have a 240, but that kind of seemed like hard to believe. So it's confirmed now. It's going to have a 185 hertz display and a 200 megapixel periscope camera. So it's going to be badass. I don't know the design. I don't know what it's going to look like. It's probably going to look similar to the OnePlus 15 now, just slightly different. But as time goes on, as we get closer to launch time, well, I think they launched around December when did the OnePlus 15 launch? It was like November. They announced it in November 2025, launched it in December of 2025. So, you know, as we get closer to November this year, you're gonna start seeing more leaks, more confirmations of features, hardware, and stuff like that. But remember, this is only going to be launched in China. Now, if you really, really want to get one, they'll probably sell it on Giztop, but good luck bringing it to the US and getting good cell service outside, because I really don't see that happening. And it's going to be running Color OS and not Oxygen OS. Oxygen OS is gone. It's going to be running Color OS. So, you know, there is some Mandarin, there is some Chinese in there that even when you switch the language to English, there's still, man, it's like 80% English, 20% Chinese. Because I did have a Color OS OnePlus 13 last year, and for the most part, it's in English, but I still wouldn't use it as like your main device. If you want to add it to your collection, sure, go ahead, but I would not suggest using it as your main device. It's going to have a 6.78 inch LTPO OLED. It's going to have a Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 6 Pro, LPDDR6 RAM. It's going to have UFS storage 5.0. It'll have 100-watt charging, 50-watt wireless charging, and it's going to have this brand new 200-megapixel Samsung HP5 periscope telephoto lens. The rear setup is expected to include a 50-megapixel primary sensor and a 50-megapixel ultra-wide sensor. This thing's going to take fantastic long distance shots with that 200-megapixel periscope telephoto camera. My God, it's going to be amazing. So subscribe to the channel. I'll keep everybody updated on that. Okay, let's go ahead and do this giveaway, shall we? Let's see here. Yeah, X10 Ultra. I've seen some leaks in regards to the upcoming X10, X10 Pro, and X10. Well, not necessarily X10 Ultra, because the X9 Ultra just launched, but the X10 and X10 Pro are right around the corner. So I was gonna do a story on that, but I'll have to wait until tomorrow. It's no big deal. But yeah, those are right around the corner. So Daniel says, I wish these companies would stop focusing on megapixels and focus on sensor size instead. Yes, how much light comes in these sensors. Even SLT cameras rarely have more than 24 to 45 megapixels. I know. I thought we were past this stupid megapixel thing. The numbers do look good when you first glance at them, like, whoa, 200 megapixels. Yeah, but how much light does it let in, right? Because that's the main determining factor. How much light you can cram in that sensor, because obviously in light you get more light, better colors, more detail, more color accuracy, all that. So yeah, I agree. Get highest RAM, keep it longer. That's true. You regret not getting the 16 gig variant of the OnePlus 13. Yeah, if you still, I mean, there's some out there that are for sale. Have y'all noticed the prices of used phones have not really come down? It's kind of shocking. If you go used phone shopping, their prices are staying up there. I've seen some OnePlus 13s that are going for $600, $700, $800. That's not normal. OnePlus 15s, $900, right? Used $850. That's not normal. Used phone prices are staying up there, which is good for resellers, but it's bad for people like you and I that want to get a new phone or a new used phone, right? It's just kind of amazing to me how this market right now is just, it's really interesting. Oh yeah, that's a good upgrade right there. Yeah, it's the last of a dying breed. I mean, I think OnePlus will still continue to produce phones. They're just going to be China only. So yeah, the OnePlus 15 is going to be the last true OnePlus phone, global phone that you can really fully enjoy. So I think that would be a really good upgrade, especially coming from the 10 series. Yeah, price hike. Yeah, it is. I'm trying to sell my OnePlus 13 so I can buy the Oppo Find X9 Ultra. Well, you got, depending on where you are, there's Swappa, there's Facebook Marketplace, there's OfferUp, there's Mercari, there's eBay. It's about 5, right? So you can go get on Swappa, type in OnePlus 13. That's how I know how to price my devices. Is it'll give you the average sale price, the last selling price, and you can kind of strategically place your phone for sale somewhere right around there, because you don't want to obviously ask way less than what it's worth, because remember, the value of these phones are holding. It is shocking. I've never seen this in my 40 plus years of living. I've never seen this. Typically Android phones, iPhones typically hold their value very well. Android phones, they'll fall off a cliff after the 6-month mark, after being on the market for more than 6 months, especially around 8 or 9 months. Prices will just plummet. It's steadily plateaued and it's not coming down. And again, the OnePlus 13 has been out for a year and a half, and it's jump on eBay. They're not coming down. So you can get a decent amount out of that. And if you're looking to get an X9 Ultra, you can get at least half of that X9 Ultra in that OnePlus 13 sale. Like, I think depending on what storage size you have, you could probably get like 650 out of it, maybe 700, maybe. And that's half the price of the phone right there. So you're looking good. Just do your homework. All right, let's do this giveaway and we shall get out of here. Go ahead and put hashtag, just like it says at the bottom there, hashtag gift in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and set this up right now. Lord have mercy. I was freaking muted this whole time. That's okay. So, congratulations to you. I was just congratulating you on your win. I was letting you know that I don't remember your tag, so I think you're a first-time winner. So I was just congratulating you and letting you know that you can contact me behind the scenes. And I was also mentioning what I'm giving away. I was saying how I forgot to mention what I'm giving away. And I think on my last show, I think I forgot as well. Somebody was like, well, what are you giving away? I'm like, well, I didn't say. So an Amazon e-gift card, I can send it to your Amazon account, or I can send you a Cash App. Or if you're not in the United States, I can figure it out with you. Some other form of payment, send you some money. So congratulations to you. I think, look, I know YouTube is enormous, but I know other channels do giveaways, but I strongly doubt you'll find a YouTube channel that gives away more than we do. So we get my YouTube revenue check on like the 21st of every month, and I'll use a lot of that for giving back to you, the viewer. So sometimes I'll get a new phone for the channel, sometimes I'll get a new camera for the channel, sometimes I'll just give it back to y'all guys. So I'm paying y'all, giving back the good graces. So I do appreciate the time. Email me, esimstudios@gmail.com, esimstudios@gmail.com. All my information is in the description box down below this video. If you can't remember it, you can come back, or right now you can click on the description box, expand it, and all my contact info is down there. So I do appreciate your time. Thank you very much. Yes, like and subscribe so you will be notified the next time we go live and our next giveaway. We do at least one, maybe two a week. I just went on a roll and did 5 or 6 in a row. So we'll certainly be back tomorrow, and who knows, may do another giveaway. So subscribe so you will be notified when we do go live. And we need longer videos. You know, it's funny you say that, because for the most part I get the opposite. People say your videos are too long, or you're talking too much, and I'm like, well, this is YouTube, right? Like, okay, you know, sometimes I'm polite, I'm not a nasty person, but sometimes I'll reply like, well, you know, you can speed up the videos. You can have me talk like a chipmunk and be done with the video in half the time, right? You can speed it up in the settings. So whatever. Yeah, thank you, appreciate it. I gotta roll. Appreciate the time, and see you tomorrow. May have another giveaway, you never know. Peace.
Yeah. Woo.
I just need my space right now.
Fresh off the G5 jet, I'm on my way to a brand new kit.